Hello everyone and welcome to GameSpot. Today I've got another special brand new episode of Arefintendo for you. I know I haven't done one of these in 3 months because I've been quite busy with school and the like, and I know news is also a very fast running, quite fast paced business, so it's not great that I'm 3 months late to all of these stories, but I hope you don't mind. We're just gonna whiz through them. We've got a lot to cover. So first of all, since I haven't done one of these since October, obviously there was the great hit game Red Dead Redemption, action adventure by Rockstar Games, and it's all about cowboys. It seems pretty fun, if you ask me. I haven't played it yet, but everyone I've heard talk about it seems like they've enjoyed it. Maybe some people have said it's a bit slow, but I can't say for myself since I haven't played it, unfortunately. But one of the stories to come out, other than the fact that it seems like a great game, 10 out of 10s across the board, everyone seems to love it. There was a bit of a controversy surrounding it when it first came out, because there was this kind of issue with Rockstar Games that apparently they were working their employees like really hard. One of the biggest headlines that came out of it was that Rockstar Games employees were working at times 100-hour weeks, which is frankly unacceptable. I don't know how they let that happen. That if there's 168 hours in a week, 100-hour weeks, that's unhealthy. I don't know how that happened. That is crazy. People were wondering, I don't want to support these kind of practices that Rockstar Games are employing. Even if I want to play this game, should I get it, and things like that. Just this kind of ethical problem of not wanting to condone these kind of working conditions if they're completely unfair. Rockstar Games put out a statement saying that these people were working out of passion and that didn't force them to work this hard. It was just, I think this game was made over about 7 years. So games take a lot of work. They take a lot of time to make, and it's just, it's better to, like, when there's loads of deadlines and stuff, and the amount of work that needs to be put into games, it's understandable that people are overworked sometimes, but it's the companies that are making the games that are responsible for keeping everything in check and making sure their employees are fine. Companies, like, obviously need to get the games out, but that can't be put priority over the health and safety of the workers. Another controversy that was quite short-lived, but it came out of this game, Red Dead Redemption 2, less so out of the game itself or the people who made the game, more so the people who are playing it. And this one instance on YouTube where a YouTube channel called Shirako, put a video of feeding a suffragette to an alligator in Red Dead Redemption 2. And obviously that's an unpleasant thing to do. No one would want to do that in real life. I doubt Shirako has a vengeance against suffragettes or feminists or anything like that. But YouTube thought this action of doing this in a game to be so extreme that they terminated his entire channel, or his account, which in my opinion is crazy. It's a game. He wasn't breaking YouTube's terms of service. It wasn't the best thing to do, but you can do whatever you want in games. It's not like he hacked anything. This was just literally something you can do in Red Dead Redemption 2. To have your entire account terminated over this, it caused a lot of outrage, and people were like, wow, why is YouTube censoring this? Luckily he got his channel back, so that's good. But yeah, that's definitely sparked an interesting debate over kind of what things like people do in games. Should they be held responsible for it if it's just a game? I don't know, it just seemed a bit weird, the whole situation. I don't know why you'd get your whole account terminated, but I'm just happy he got his back. Another story, another game that I'm very excited for, played a little bit of it, and I'm looking forward to uploading videos of it for the channel, is Deltarune, a game by Toby Fox, the creator of Undertale. If you've watched any of my videos of it you'll know that I love the game Undertale, so it's great to see another game come from Toby Fox. It seems to share a lot of characters from the Undertale universe, but like Toriel and just like a few others. I think Sans is in there somewhere, but Toby Fox said himself that it isn't meant to be a sequel. Maybe it's like some sort of alternate timeline, an alternate universe. Don't really know, but yeah, that came out on October 31st, at least the first chapter of the game. And I'm looking forward to playing it with you. If you want to watch it, I've got a few videos coming out on it, so that should be fun. Smash Brothers came out recently, December 7th. I've been playing it a lot, and originally I was gonna like do a bit here on the direct, but I already made a video on that, so you can go check that out if you want to listen to me talk about Smash. Hopefully I'll have more Smash videos coming out soon as well. One thing that I just wanted to quickly add is that recently it was announced that the Nintendo Switch is the fastest selling console of this generation in the US, and Smash Brothers is not only the fastest selling game in the series in US, but it's also the fastest selling home console game of all time in Europe. So I don't know, that's pretty cool. I thought I'd share that, since it looks like Smash Brothers is definitely boosting sales for the Switch. It's doing pretty well, and the Switch in general is just exceeding expectations perhaps, and is doing really well for Nintendo, especially compared to the Wii U, or Nintendo's previous attempt at a console. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another story, Ash is a new character in Overwatch. I know it's kind of old news again, but I'm sorry, I was just 3 months late. I was busy. But anyway, Ash looks like a really fun character to play as, and I haven't tried it myself again, but just so you know what it is, it's like a female cowboy character, a damage hero. She's she's the leader of the Deadlock gang in the story. She has this robot friend called Bob. YouTube is also out on the Switch. That was a headline. That was a news story a while ago. Don't know how YouTube coming to a console or platform counts as news, because it's just YouTube, and YouTube's everywhere. You can get it on TVs, you can get it on mobiles, you can get it on computers. It's not that hard to find YouTube. But the reason why it coming to Switch was such a big deal is because the Switch has been kind of bare bones when it comes to any media or anything that is other than just games. So it doesn't have like Netflix or any it doesn't have any apps or anything. So having YouTube was like a big deal, and it can't have been that hard to implement on Nintendo's part. I don't know why they would delay it this much, but I think the only reason why they would do this is because for PR. I mean, it made news, the fact that YouTube came to the Switch. If it just came at the beginning when the Switch came out, then everyone would have been like, yeah, that just makes sense. But now it's just like it's generating more interest in the Switch, and you know, that kind of thing. The app itself is just how you would expect it to work. It's nothing really special. It's just, yeah, it works fine. But yeah, it's nice to have YouTube on the Switch, and I'm happy that it is, because it's got a nice screen, it's portable, it just makes sense. Nintendo finally stopped their terrible, awful creators program that they've been doing on YouTube for the last couple of years, which basically was that any content you made on Nintendo previously, you wouldn't be able to earn any money off of it. It'd be copy striked like immediately through the algorithm, through the bots. You wouldn't be able to like earn money off YouTube from doing Nintendo content unless you signed up to this creators program that Nintendo made, and then you'd basically be giving, just like you'd be giving a decent portion of your money that you'd earn to Nintendo again, which is just really silly and ridiculous, and no other company did it. But finally, Nintendo have changed their ways. They've seen that YouTube content on Nintendo games will be valuable to them, as it's basically free marketing, and people like Nintendo, people want to make videos on Nintendo. Clearly I want to do that, so making it easier to monetize videos about them is just a good idea all around. So yeah, they updated their policy. Some quotes from it says that You may monetize your videos and channels using the monetization methods separately specified by Nintendo. Other forms of monetization of our intellectual property for commercial purposes are not permitted. So yeah, there's a lot of different terms, a lot of kind of very formal legal terms and conditions. Basically, Nintendo are saying that you can make videos on Nintendo games, and I think also on trailers and stuff like that, so reaction videos, that should be fine, as long as you are actually adding something to it. You're not just re-uploading it. You have to have some sort of commentary, some sort of editing, some sort of thing that you're adding to it, so it's fair use. Basically, Nintendo is still like making sure that they have their copyright under their control. They're not just saying run free, do whatever you want, but they are making it like a decent, they made a really good change by letting people monetize their videos. So yeah, I commend them for that. That's good. One thing I want to mention is that I think this episode's going to be a bit on the long side. So there's a few gaming movies that are coming out soon, and there's a few trailers that you might have seen. They're pretty big. One on Pokemon and one on Sonic. I'm gonna do another video on that. Don't worry. Hold your horses. I'm gonna do a video on that, but it's just gonna be maybe next week. Anyway, with that out of the way, in Pokemon Go, a game that very has lost its popularity, but lots of people still play it. You can finally battle other players in Pokemon Go, which is a feature that they should have added a very long time ago. But it's nice. It's just a nice feature, I guess. If you still play Pokemon Go, then there you go. If you're above level 10, which I assume you probably would be if you're still playing it, then you can fight other people. There you go. There you have it. It's great. Last time I did an Arefintendo, Brawlhalla came up because Shovel Knight is in Brawlhalla. So that's a pretty cool crossover, a little cool cameo, nice character that indie character, which is nice to see in Brawlhalla. Now Brawlhalla also has Rayman from Ubisoft, so that's pretty cool too. I like that. I like the fact that Rayman's in Brawlhalla, since he didn't get in Smash. So yeah, Brawlhalla is a nice fighting game if you didn't know, and now it has Rayman in it. Just on Smash Brothers news again, I know like I did a video on Smash Ultimate, and on the day I recorded that was the Game Awards. If you didn't know, the Game Awards had a lot of announcements, which I'm going to get to, and one of those announcements was a new character for Smash Brothers. If only I had known, and then I could have talked about it in my Smash video. Anyway, do you know what that new character was? It was Joker from Persona 5. No one expected this, or at least very few people I know expected this. So yeah, it was a great surprise. It was a completely third-party character again, like Snake or something, and it just, yeah, it doesn't really have any, Persona doesn't have any specific ties with Nintendo, so to see it come as a DLC fighter was a very pleasant surprise. I know a lot of people were really hyped about it. I bought the Fighters Pass, so I should be getting him along with all the other DLC characters that they are yet to announce. And yeah, if you didn't know, just a little background, Persona 5 is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei, which is like a really popular RPG, I think, in Japan. And Persona 5 was like a really big game for the PS4. There's obviously all the other Persona games. And Joker, yeah, apparently it just seems like everyone has an idea that Joker could have a really easy moveset for Smash. And apparently his like final Smash could be an all-out attack, which I've seen like gameplay of from Persona 5. Just looks really cool. I'm excited to see what they do with him. Like I said in my Smash video, any new characters for Smash I will welcome with open arms, because yeah, the more characters the better. It should be really fun to see Joker in Smash. Crash Team Racing was announced at the Game Awards. There was a little teaser where there was this picture going around where someone has sent fuzzy orange dice, which is apparently a reference to Crash Team Racing. I didn't know much about it because I haven't played the original or anything like that, but that's cool. Crash Team Racing, why not? It's another kind of remake on Sony's part. It's called Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. It's coming on June 21st, 2019. So, you know, half a year to wait. That seems fun. That seems cool. I'm pretty excited for that. PlayStation have announced that you'll be able to change your PlayStation Network ID in early 2019. So if you're stuck with a PlayStation Network online ID that you don't like, or you think it sounds stupid, then you can change it. I think it's only once, but you know, that's cool. You could change your online ID early 2019. So look forward to that. If you have a stupid PSN ID, you'll be able to change it, don't worry. The Game Awards 2018 happened on December 6th, 2018, and that's when, of course, Joker was announced and Crash Team Racing was announced. So let's just go through some of the winners, why not? God of War won Game of the Year, which I think is a worthy game to win it. God of War, like, yeah, that was a great Sony game. I think Breath of the Wild won last year, so that was like a big Nintendo game. God of War is a big Sony game. I don't know, it seemed like that seems like a cool game. Fortnite won Best Multiplayer Game, which I don't know if I agree with, but Fortnite was a big game this year. I can't really deny that. That's fine. Independent Game, Best Independent Game was Celeste, which, if you didn't know, Celeste is getting a physical release soon. So that's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, that was a cool indie game to win. Best indie game. Fighting game, Dragon Ball FighterZ won that. Best sports / racing game was Forza Horizon 4. The best role-playing game was Monster Hunter World. Best family game was Overcooked 2. The best ongoing game again was Fortnite, which Fortnite is like a game, I've made it clear, I don't enjoy it that much. I think it's an okay game. I think it's good. I think it's a little bit overrated, but it's been one of the most popular games this year. And I have to respect the fact that, especially with ongoing, Epic Games have been updating Fortnite like on a very regular basis, which is very respectable considering that it's free. They've just been like patching it, updating it, adding loads of new stuff. So that's fair enough that they won best ongoing game. And the fact that like there's not really any ignoring the fact that Fortnite's had a huge impact on the gaming industry, and that it's been very popular this year, that it's like encouraged loads of other developers to make their own battle royales, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, lots of other like battle royale games that have come from it. Arguably like PUBG and stuff like that obviously had an influence as well, but the fact that Fortnite's so simplistic and so accessible, that's why it seems to like get the most popularity. This like early access and free to play. Red Dead Redemption 2 got best narrative game, which is pretty cool. Overwatch won best esports game, which I think is pretty fair enough as well, since Overwatch League was a huge thing this year, and yeah, it seemed like I watched some competitive Overwatch, and it's really fun to watch. Red Dead Redemption 2 also won best score and soundtrack. God of War again won also best action and adventure game. And yeah, there are a few others, like Celeste also won the best games for impact, which is a pretty huge title as well. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and that's about it. A few companies like Santa Monica obviously won best studio game direction for God of War again. So yeah, God of War was like the big hero of the day. That's pretty cool. I like it. I don't know, it's just cool to see kind of games being recognized for things that they have done well, and I like celebrating different games and finding out what games came out on top according to like whatever people who decide that. Last thing I wanted to discuss is new consoles. New consoles are coming soon. 2020 seems like the year that will start the next generation of consoles, with Nintendo already announced that there's going to be a new type of Switch in 2019 with just a kind of better screen, hopefully better battery life, different kind of stuff that will make it an upgraded version, just like you saw with like PS4 and PS4 Pro, Xbox One and Xbox One X. This will just be a revised edition of the Switch, and I already own a Switch, so I probably won't be getting it, but I'm looking forward to see what it's going to be like, and hopefully like for Nintendo it will encourage more sales of just the Switch in general. A new PlayStation console is announced to come out in 2020, so probably a PS5, and Xbox, Microsoft already said in E3 that they're working on Project Scarlet, so that's a new console. Hopefully it'll be coming out probably around similar time, 2020 I'd guess. And I'm just wanting to talk a bit about what I expect from the new generation of consoles, because I find it kind of interesting to see what will happen now, because this generation there wasn't like a ton of innovation. I'd say there's just mainly better graphics, better power, 4K, stuff like that. There wasn't like a huge focus on like motion controls that we saw in the previous generation, or there wasn't like a brand new controller that like changed everything. It was pretty standard. It was a good generation of consoles, I'd say, but it wasn't like very interesting. So with the next generation, what I'd kind of like to see, obviously it'll be better power, better graphics, what you'd expect, but I was just wondering, like with virtual reality, VR, I wonder how much that will be emphasized on in the coming generations of consoles, because obviously PlayStation are like the leading company out of like Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, or Microsoft. PlayStation VR has been the biggest kind of VR headset that is like accessible, and have PlayStation been trying to sell quite a lot. Otherwise there's just been like Oculus Rift and HTC Vive are the biggest kind of VR headsets that I've seen. But it'd be interesting to see like if any of these companies tried to integrate it more into their console, so maybe instead of buying an extra headset it would already come with the console. I don't know if I expect this to come from the next generation. Maybe it'll take a few more years, few more decades to get all of the technology necessary to do this. But the other thing is that if it does end up being VR, I think people want to see more games for the VR instead of just VR, because VR is a great novelty, a great gimmick by itself, but people actually want to play games using it instead of just being like, whoa, I'm in a 3D space kind of thing. Also, Xbox had a adaptive controller that they made, which is just helps people play games if they have some sort of disability or motor, like they aren't able to maybe move their hands or something like that. It just makes them easier. It makes it easier to play games, which I think is a really great step and a great move from Microsoft and from Xbox. And I really think that it's something that should be encouraged. It would be great if all consoles had some sort of adaptive controller in the future. Maybe next generation, that would be great. Otherwise, I'm just interested to see what these new consoles will have to offer, what kind of things they will bring to the table, because of course I think Nintendo's like got this kind of weird hybrid console, the Switch, from this generation to the next generation, because the Wii U wasn't such a great commercial success, so the Switch is like doing this kind of hybrid, is this bridging the gap between these two generations. So that's like a huge innovation, the fact that it's both like a handheld console and a home console. So I'm just interested to see what PS4 or PlayStation, Xbox will get up to. Otherwise, that's about it. That's all the stories. Just I feel like I've gone on a bit too long because I talk a little bit too much on these stories. Hope you don't mind. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you come watch my video on Detective Pikachu movie and the Sonic movie that I will be doing soon. So yeah, just for this episode of Arefintendo, I hope you like the new setup. It's a bit work in progress. I don't know if it looks great. I'll just have to see. And hopefully I will be doing kind of Arefintendo is what you can try to expect from me on this channel, since if I'm not able to upload much, I still want to do this Arefintendo show every now and then just to catch up with news and stuff. But I am quite busy, so like hopefully you don't mind the 3-month wait. Hopefully you'll stick around. Hopefully you'll watch more of my content. Otherwise, yeah, that's basically it. again, thanks so much for watching. If you like the video in any way, please drop a big blue thumbs up down below. If you want to see more content like this in the future, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Otherwise, bye bye. I'm such a bad news reporter. I haven't been keeping up. I'm sorry, I'm busy.